and welcome to yet another week of Days of Us Sooners, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma Sooner football. I am Britton Summers. I'm here with my dad, Todd, longtime OU fan and expert, you could say. Say hello, Dad.
Hello, fans.
I just have to say, did it finally happen?
Finally.
Did it happen? We finally won! We won a game!
Once
again! Yes! We're gonna take the net! No, I'm kidding, we're not gonna do that. But I am very glad to hear that we finally won a game. I'm recording this a bit early because Dad's gonna be on vacation for the next couple days.
Hello, California.
I didn't wanna wait till Friday to record this. That would have been kinda I wouldn't have liked that. But we're here now, so we're going to be talking about Oklahoma Sooners finally winning a game.
It's not the John Blake era.
Yes!
We didn't do like Texas and lose to Kansas at home on homecoming.
Yeah, I know. Literally, one of the first things I thought, I'm like, Texas still sucks! They still lost to a rebuilding Kansas!
We did not do that. They got us on the 49-0 blank, but
still can't beat Kansas!
Yeah.
Take that!
So happy for the big win. I'm glad we have a bye week coming up. We can get our guys refreshed, get some guys healed up, and practice.
Yes, that would be nice.
And then hopefully do well against Iowa State. They're at Iowa State.
Iowa State, that's not bad, but they're also struggling at the moment.
They're 3-4, but they haven't been blown out. They could have won any of the games they've played, so they're going to be a tough match.
We shall see.
I'm not counting on anything. So, general thoughts of the game, Brett. What did you think of the overall game?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Still some creaks here and there, or some flubs that were made, but way better than the last 3 weeks, that's for sure. And everyone's like, "Oh, you went up against the backup quarterback." They're good, and they were ranked.
Right.
And we beat them.
And they nearly beat TCU with that same backup quarterback.
That's all you're going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the same backup quarterback that almost beat us last year. So, he's a good player.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, sorry. I know you're trying to still make fun of us for 3 losses in a row, but nah. They were a legit opponent.
Yep, and I'm glad to see that we got the win. I'm hoping this
against a legitimate opponent.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that this turns our season around. To get some wins, get in a bowl game, regroup over the summer and spring, and come back as the OU Sooners we all know and love next year.
Yep.
So,
though, I was thinking of calling this episode Kansas, the legacy of failure, because you guys managed to come back with a near spotless record, and for the first time in decades, and you still can't beat us? Oh, that is just pitiful.
We were at home, Brett. We were at home.
That's true.
And what a difference between 2 weeks when you have your starting quarterback. I mean, big difference on the offense. Defense, still a little suspect. We got to work on that. But the offense looked tremendous. And, that shows you how far the fall off is between our first string and second string quarterback. Please, God, keep that boy healthy.
Bro was so confident he wasn't even wearing his leg pads.
Yeah, you don't need those. He wears shorts. He's from Hawaii. What'd you think of the new uniforms?
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
I usually tend to be wary because every time I've seen us wear different costumes, we tend to lose.
Yeah.
But luckily that wasn't the case.
Yeah. Yeah, the announcer said it was hard to see the numbers, from the press box, but they look cool. I like the looks of them, and there's a lot of traditionalists around here that want to see us in our traditional colors, which I'm sort of one of those. But they were a good look. I'm glad we broke them out, and we got the win in them. So
thank God.
If we'd have lost in those, we could have burned them.
That would have crushed me.
Yeah.
More than I was already crushed the last 3 weeks. Yesterday was just. I thought so.
Chef's kiss.
It was just. Beautiful day. It was like God just came down and was like, I will bless you, my children, with great college football.
Yeah, and a great day for football, too. The weather was outstanding, and all of the all of the ducks fell in a row for us, and we got the victory. So 52-42, not real proud of that overall score. Love that we finally hung a half 100 on somebody.
Yeah, no, finally, yeah, right.
Don't like the 42 points, but again, we're still a defense that's still in the works. So overall, good win. Now, how did you like that block that kick chant after every extra point?
Yeah, I know. It was just. I was kind of like, guys, it's a chip shot. Come on. Dad was like, they always say that.
Yeah, it's kind of a tradition. They always do it. Now, during the game, let's say general thoughts during the game. When did you feel comfortable and safe? That first quarter started out.
That first half was really where I was like, all right, OU, we're finally striking up against a legit opponent.
The second quarter, we kind of gained control of the game, got up by 2 touchdowns. What did you think about that goal line stand right before halftime?
That was a dumbass play by Levy. But aside from that, hey, we did manage to get up to like the 1, so apples and oranges, I guess.
Right.
Wish we would have got the touchdown, though. Exactly. No worries, they didn't kill our game. Look,
I would love to see some points there and really get the momentum going on our side. Came out in the second half, stopped them right off the bat with the interception, and then we go down and score, and then now I'm feeling good about it. All right, so speaking of the offense, what do you think about Levy's? We've been a little hard on Levy here the last few weeks. A little non-creative, run left, run wide, do the little swing pass, do the jet sweep, and what'd you think about Levy's play calling?
Better.
Yeah, much better.
I guess he just, him and Gabriel worked together for a while, didn't they? Yeah. So I think they worked very well off of each other, and I thought the play calling was better.
Right. I like the way
the offense flowed a lot better.
Yeah, I like the way he set some plays up. He did that screen pass. Then the cornerback gets sick of it. He comes flying up. We do the double move on him and 2 little touchdowns on that little move. So I thought that was very creative. Thought the running game was outstanding.
Oh my gosh, the running game was so good.
Yeah, that was second most yards in a half, I heard.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, so impressive. So congrats to Levy. I think we'll keep him for another week.
We punched Kansas right in the mouth.
Yes, we did.
And I loved it.
What'd you think about Gabriel overall? I thought he was a lot more accurate
Gabriel
this week.
was better, yeah. He made some he made some flubs, but aside from the occasional flub, but he did very well. 95% he was accurate. So
right. He did have the first interception he had for the year.
God.
That was a horrible throw. And the fumble on the option play was
that was so bad.
I don't know what he was doing there. And
then Barnes hit him and
then
knocked
Barnes
the ball
knocks the ball out. I've
him.
never even seen that before. So not his fault on that one, but the other 2 were definitely his fault. But other than that, the kid played great. 400 yards passing, probably 30-something yards rushing. I don't know if I want to see him running too much.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he's no Caleb Williams or Jalen Hurts who can just bust out a run, or Kyler. Kyler could just bust him out.
I don't want to see him get hurt.
That's true, yeah. We were a disaster after he got hurt. There were some people going I think that Texas game would have been different if we let him play.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have.
Maybe they would have still beat us, but not like that. Ugh.
I think they showed after the first drive we had more yards passing than we had the whole game against Texas, so that shows you the difference right there.
I think this was a pissed off OU team. 3 weeks of just meh, and then we're just coming out swinging. So
yeah, I was real happy with the offense. What about Eric Gray, man?
Oh my gosh, he was killing it throughout the. We had a field day. We were just tearing up that Kansas defense.
He was making some outstanding runs. He runs the touchdown in. They call it back for a holding. I'm like, oh my gosh! And the next play does it again, just 10 yards more.
Yeah, no.
So,
not at all like the previous era where that would just have killed the drive right then and there.
Right. I thought he was the way he was running last week. He might make it in the pros. Last year I didn't think he was that good. This year he's looking great.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
And Barnes, the backup, the freshman,
not bad either. He's very good.
He might be a star in the making. So I really liked the way he looked as well. But Gray was running like a man possessed, big time cuts, making people miss, running through tacklers. Looked great. So, what about your guy Braden Willis, man?
That man was killing it.
What about that ballerina move he made down the sideline to get in the end zone?
Oh my gosh, that was just that was another just chef's kiss moment. I'm like, did he make it? And we saw it, and they challenged it, and I'm like, oh crap, he did.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was great.
I was wanting to put a tutu on him after that. He looked like a ballerina out there spinning around and tiptoeing in. That's great. He had over 100 yards receiving, I believe. Mims had 100-yard receiving. So
I was about to say, yeah, Mims had a great game, too.
2 guys over 100 yards receiving. Awesome. Farouk played well. Theo Weiss played well. So all the passing game looked fantastic. And Gray, 179 yards rushing. Wow.
There were some terrible calls there for a couple from like the refs, but
yeah,
that was
part of the game. Part of the game. Let's not blame the refs. So
there was a touchdown. I think Mims should have gotten, but what are you gonna do?
True. There was no great look at that. I think he was in. It's hard to tell whether that football crossed the line or his left foot touched out of bounds first. We should have punched it in anyway. That whole run it up there all tight. And tried to jam it in on him,
Oh my gosh, we were just like, oh.
Fake it and roll it out to the weak side there. We could have, I think, walked it in. But anyway, we won the game. I'm not going to gripe about too much. What about your boy Gavin Freeman?
Oh,
what kind of catch was that?
That was the catch of the game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that and another one that we'll mention later. Did you manage to put that on the?
Yeah.
Oh no, we make a sheet before we do these. That catch was amazing.
Big momentum changer, too. It looked like he had overthrown him. I'm like getting ready to start ripping Gabriel, and then all of a sudden,
Freeman just leapt towards it.
It looks like it's Drake Stoops out there. There's a resemblance there.
I think they even shouted, they even chanted Stoops, but then it's another short white guy.
That kid's going to be a star also. I know Drake is graduating this year. I think we got a guy to take his spot. So Freeman looks like the real deal, and he's a true freshman. So good for him. Great catch. And he's playing as a true freshman out of McGinnis, so he's a good player. And then let's just talk a little bit about Drake Stoops. I mean, is that guy...
He's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cut out of the mold of Bob, man.
Yeah, he looks a lot like him.
Too small. I don't know how fast he is. He's not a world-class sprinter, but the kid seems to make plays right when you need him. Third down, throw it to him. He's going to catch the ball.
That man's got like some maple syrup hands.
Yeah, he does. He's going to get that first down for you, too. So, all in all, offense, no complaints. Obviously we'd like to be perfect, but no complaints. 700 yards.
Mostly no complaints.
52 points. We can take that. Our defense surely can keep people under 50 points, right? They held Texas to 49. We would have won the game with 52 points against them. Let's talk about that defense. What did you think about the defense, Brett?
How
about the start of the game? How did you feel after those first 2 drives when they punched twice?
I was going to be like, oh boy, this is going to be a long game. It's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, they pop in 2 touchdowns on us right off the bat, and then we seem to stiffen up, get some plays, and then the play you're talking about. What about that interception from Colden? How in the world did he get to that ball?
Oh my gosh. Me and you were it was like Deion Graham's insane pick last year, where he just picked it OBJ style. Oh my gosh. It was just like, they're even comparing it to another play from like years ago when I think it was against Nebraska. This dude just like, it hit him, it dropped, and it just dropped into his hands, and I don't know.
That was the year you were born. Yeah, that was Andre Wolfork, I think.
Oh,
another guy that was a receiver turned defensive back. So I know exactly the play you're talking about.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. They were comparing it.
And speaking about DJ Graham, I saw that they actually moved him from a cornerback over to be a receiver. So,
I heard about that.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get to see him in the rotation there. He's got some hands, that's for sure. And then we finally settled down, got some stops there. Got momentum, get up by 2 touchdowns finally, and it seemed like every time we'd get up by 2 touchdowns, we'd let them score again. So still some holes in that defense, I'm afraid, but we did
still some learning steps they need to learn.
Yeah, we did get a couple turnovers. What was it? White had an interception.
We got a
also.
pick, another one.
Pick. Yeah, so that was a great play by Deshaun White. And all in all, we did enough to win the game. So.
Oh man, I was glad. I was like, well, hopefully they don't blow the game in the next 3 minutes. I'm gonna go get something to eat. And Dad's like, it's a good game. I'm like, all right. And I came back. I'm like, we won. We won. I'm like, okay, good.
Now, still a little inconsistent on the defensive side,
yeah.
But I think Venables is just sticking with his defense, saying, hey, guys, maybe we could play another defense and be a little more successful this year, but let's stick with what we're trying to accomplish and get our defense in and installed, and then next year and the years beyond, then we'll know the defense. So.
I like that we kept smothering the quarterback.
Yeah,
you know,
and that
didn't
kid,
let him get a. And that kid is not bad. He's not
fast.
terrible.
He's fast.
Last year he almost beat us.
Yeah,
there were people there were people who were still shit talking us, and they were like, oh, you wasn't that good. You went up against the backup. I'm like, yeah, maybe, but that kid was not terrible. He is not bad at all.
He played great against TCU. So anyway, all in all,
defense is a bit inconsistent, but they did the job.
We did the job. So
be good.
So next week is a bye week. We finally get a break. Let our hearts settle down. Maybe do some little exercises. Eat a heart healthy diet. And
probably not going to be having another episode for a week, so no episode next week. But
right. So what do you hope that they're working on in the bye week?
Hopefully the defense gets better.
Yeah.
I know you were watching. I know you were watching Venables in there earlier. I liked how he was it was a good win, but we still got some stuff we need to work on. I'm like, yeah, there we go. I know it's probably some cliche coach talk, but
And like you said, it's a lot better to be working on some things after a win than it would have been after our fourth straight loss.
Oh my Lord.
Gosh. Could have been horrible, but I think
against Kansas too. Yeah. Texas would have never let us live that one.
Right.
The Texas fan base would have never let us live that one down.
So, I hope they work on the fundamentals, get guys, some reps, hopefully get some young guys, worked in. At number 3, RJS, I forget what his name is, Robert, I can't remember with the J. Jennings, I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw him play
He blew up the quarterback on the sideline over there, popped him into the third row. So he looks like he's got a little sting in him, and I see a lot of the other, some of the other freshmen are getting in there to play. So we think we've got some good guys coming in, and hopefully they'll make a difference in years to come. Yeah,
we're playing Iowa State next, who played a actually very good game against Texas.
Yeah, Iowa State is no walkover. They're 3-4.
Well, they used to be, but, not anymore. Matt Campbell, I think, is probably the best coach they've had over there.
Oh, yeah. He's great.
He's kind of a nut, though. He's very intense.
He is very intense. He thought he had a targeting call, and he ran all the way out to midfield. One of his players was hurt, just a rip on the guy for not calling targeting on that play. But looked like the guy wasn't targeting. But, they played Texas tough and had him on the ropes. I think it was 4th and 3. Late in the fourth quarter, they hold on that play. Texas is going home a loser. So they are going to be a match, and we're playing at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. Never easy. I just pray it's not a night game because they seem to play really good at night. So I'm hoping it's another at least 2:30 game and possibly another 11 o'clock game. As bad as we hate those, but I do not want to play them at night.
Yeah.
But, don't know much about ISU other than they're playing everybody close. They beat their in-state rival Iowa, so
Iowa's not really that good this year.
Yeah, that's true.
But football is a fickle sport. Last week we were looking like we were collapsing, and this week we looked massively improved.
We look like the Sooners of old.
Well, yeah.
We've been putting 50 up on a lot of people and giving up a lot of points. So that looks like our Baker Mayfield days, our Kyler Murray days, and our big game days. So if the offense can outscore them, then that's kind of the OU mode here the last decade or so. So I'd like to get a great defense to go with this offense, though. We could really be a juggernaut in the next few years if we can get that going. So, any more comments on the game this week? Anything else stand out to you?
Kansas did not play badly.
Yeah, they're a great team.
They're
Lance Leopold, that coach. He's the real deal.
Yeah, he's doing the impossible.
My HSO still stands. He gonna be gone.
Oh man!
If not this year, next year for sure. Kansas will not pay up for that guy, which they should, because he's really turned that program around. So good for him. They're looking solid.
Still beat us though, or not? Still beat them though.
Yeah.
Not them beating us.
We still beat them, so I'm happy about that. We did not lose to Kansas at home.
Oh, thank God!
That's about 19 years in a row that we've beaten them. Peyton Manning on game day picked us.
Yep.
He said the last time there was a big OU versus Kansas game, Danny Manning versus Mookie Blaylock. I know that's before your time, but that was when we played them in the national championship in basketball. So, so that was a good joke. And Kirk Herbstreit picked us. Everybody else picked Kansas. So.
Well, it was 10 points. They got us by 9. So
yeah.
I bet some people won some money.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody on the radio talking about the OU Kansas game was the third most bet on game this week. And a ton of money was placed on Kansas.
Oh,
so Vegas wins again. They know how to do it. So
I'm just glad we won because Ryan was all like, "Oh, we're gonna lose again. They're gonna blow us out." First thing, I'm like, "Oh, did you said they were gonna blow us out? Did you? Oh, where you at now, Ryan?" And he's all like, "Okay, I was wrong. I still have some concerns, but I'm glad I was wrong there, okay? Yeah. Calm down."
Yeah. He was he's one that will rile you up. So I'm glad you gave your uncle some talk. So.
Yeah, he watches this show. He was like, "Maybe you should do it on like the day." And I'm like, "Well, I've thought about it, but there's other games I'd like to talk about, so maybe it's something to think about for the future." But
we had 14 views at Kansas State game, and we had 22 after the TCU game. I'm looking forward to seeing how many people tune in on Texas, and then this game also. So tell your friends, tell your family members. Days of Asunas. That's the show when you want the real fans' opinion.
Yeah, so. I'm just glad we didn't get blown out again by Kansas. That would have been even more embarrassing than it was already. Yeah. Than we already were. But you know what? It looks like we're finally getting our act together.
Yep, 4-3. We get a win against Iowa State. Not a given. I'm not counting it now, but that would be 5-3, and then we would just have to win one down the stretch to get bowl eligible. That's all I've gone from 12-0 to just get bowl eligible. Please don't break our streaks of bowls, and let's keep that streak rolling. So.
Oh man.
Now, how about some games this week? That was exciting. That was for Oklahoma fans. I mean, fairly good week, right? OSU loses, not bad. Texas almost lost,
yeah, not
bad. USC loses, outstanding.
Oh my gosh!
And Black Magic, Saban ran out of the Black Magic sauce. The brew, his witch's brew, he needed some more toenails and cat claws or whatever to put in there, but that didn't work out. And our boy Josh Heupel, what do you think of Josh Heupel as a head coach, Britt?
I remember we kind of ran him out of town as an offensive coordinator a while. We have a habit of doing that, but apparently he went 7-6 of last year as Tennessee, and now he's back, and he is back with a vengeance. So that gives me some hope for this year, since we're kind of not on our best tip-top shape.
Yeah, if we hadn't run Heupel out of town, we might have never had to go through the old Lincoln Riley era there, but, things happen.
I was actually recording an episode for another podcast I record, and and then Ryan, my uncle, texts me. He goes, "Oh, Alabama lost." I'm like, "What?" I ran out there, and I'm like, "Dad, did they lose?" "Yes." I'm like, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Indeed. Saban ran out of his black magic.
Yeah,
and
anytime Saban loses, it's a good day.
Oh my gosh, the whole country's celebrating.
What did you think about that sea of orange on the field?
Oh my lord, so much orange.
I wish I'd have been there. That looked like it was a fun game. They tore down the goalpost and threw it in the lake there. So the Tennessee fans have got to be on top of the world.
Oh my gosh, they'd be thrilled. I mean, Alabama is like almost lost to Texas. Almost lost to A&M. Mm-hmm. Then their luck ran out. You know, it's just...
I don't think Alabama's as good as they have been in past years. That defense, they let Tennessee roll up over 40 points on them. So.
Oh yeah, I was watching highlights and it looked like a crazy game.
Yeah, the Tennessee quarterback's the real deal. Also, they got some good players. Huck's doing a great job.
Yeah, everyone was like, well. We're showing pride for a former Sooner.
Tennessee's got one of the better fight songs of all time, too. Rocky Top. The whole crowd starts singing Rocky Top. You know that song? Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Oh. Now you see why I'm not in the choir at church. So, yeah, that's a great fight song. Looked like an outstanding scene there. That would have been one I would have been happy to be in.
That would have been memorable.
Yeah.
Would have been awkward, though. Just like, I'm more of an OU guy. Sorry.
Yeah. I saw him carrying out the goalpost, and one guy jumped on top of the goalpost so he could make sure and get on TV. I thought that might have been me back in my day. So
that was a great game, though. That was a...
And then another one that might, even for OU fans,
be better.
Exceed Saban losing, which is Tebow and Caleb Williams losing at Utah. Now, Utah's a good team. They were playing at Utah. USC came out firing. I thought, oh, Lord, they're going to blow Utah out. But Utah kept fighting.
I predicted it. I was right again. What'd I tell you, Dad?
The quarterback for Utah was an early signee at OU.
Oh.
Risling? Something. Anyway, long-haired, looked like he had the porn stash working good. And a good player, real good player. Got the long hair. I mean, he belongs on the silver screen there.
I mean, what did I tell you, Dad? When Lincoln Riley's going to go up against the actual competition, he's going to croak it. I hate to say I was right, but I was right.
Yeah.
At least I think I was.
And I saw on the USC Tweeter team board.
They were roasting Alex Grinch.
They hate Grinch as much as we hated him. So
I just thought Grinch was inconsistent, but my Lord.
Well, I tell you, I mean, it's the same thing that we used to say. That offense of Lincoln Riley's, the guy's a genius. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's an offensive genius. So creative in his play calling.
Get him as like a coordinator. I will show you some greatness.
Oh, yeah. But then you bring in Grinch with his speed D. Horrible.
Oh my gosh, everyone was roasting Alex Grinch on Twitter.
And what a gutsy call by the Utah coach. So they go down, and it's fourth quarter. It's late in the game. He goes for 2.
I'm going.
In regulation.
Go for it or go home.
He went big. And bought it. He got the whole cake. So
that was another one where the fans just rushed the field.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh.
Big win.
My Lord. Yeah, I walk in there and Dad's eating cookies and he's like, Riley lost. I'm like, what? I mean, I knew it was going to happen. Like, everyone's like, oh, they're looking legit this year. I'm like, bruh, I'm telling you right now, they're going to croak when they meet up with some actual competition. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a strong possibility. And literally, I went up on Facebook yesterday and was like, I was right. I should get some money off of that. I feel like I'm owed something.
Yeah, and I see some of the fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, the Oklahoma fans are petty because Lincoln." Yeah, we're petty. We're petty. You're right. We're petty. I'm glad he lost. Hope he loses more. All right, OSU, TCU.
Oh my God.
OSU came out like gangbusters.
Oh my
busting
Lord.
them up. Got up 17 in the first half,
then
lose the game.
Yeah, I know. I walked out there. I walked out there. It was 14-0. I'm like, we're screwed. Walk back inside. Later on, I go outside. It's 30-23. I'm like, oh, I spoke too soon earlier.
that redheaded beast, Max Dugan, the quarterback.
Oh my gosh, that guy's a nightmare.
He's tough. He's tough. And I don't know if something happened to Sanders. Their offense was going great in the first half. I don't know if it was the TCU defense that bucked up, but OSU couldn't get anything going in the second half, and here came TCU roaring back and won it in overtime. So big win. They've taken control of the Big 12.
Massive choke job by OSU. Ugh.
And then I guess the other purple team's the only other undefeated team in the Big 12. So we're going to see all purple in the Big 12 championship this year. I think they still got some tough games. Kansas State still got to go play OSU, Texas. So they've got big games ahead of them. But right now, the two purple teams are undefeated in the Big 12. So
the purple people eaters are the main terrors of Big 12 right now.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last week, but Bear on College Game Day predicted before the season start that TCU would win the Big 12. So kudos to him, and I'm going to Vegas with that guy if he's picking that. So that was good. And then some other kind of nondescript games, that we don't care too much about. Texas, Iowa State. Hey, Iowa State had them on the ropes. 4th and 3. Couple minutes left in the game.
I give Sarkisian a hard time, but that man, he runs a tenacious team.
Yeah.
He does not back down without a fight.
Yeah. Iowa State's tough. I'm a little worried about our game with them here in a couple weeks. So.
I feel a little better after our game this week.
Yeah.
Because Kansas, I know a lot of people are still making fun of them, but they are not terrible.
I don't know. I think they will get in the bowls this year, so
yeah.
They've got some tough games coming up also, so we'll see how they finish the season. I think they're going to win a couple more games. So, yeah, good team. Kansas is a good team. Iowa State's a good team. Tech, you can't overlook them. West Virginia beats Baylor. West Virginia beats Baylor this week.
After they lost to Kansas?
Yeah. So West Virginia is no
slouches no slouches in the Big 12 this year.
Yeah. There is no gimme games. There are no gimme games in the Big 12. We can still have to win 2 games.
That keeps it exciting.
Yeah,
but it also keeps it nerve-wracking.
That's exactly right. And then Clemson, I guess Clemson back, and I guess Florida State's back. Florida State was way down the last few years. Clemson had a rough season last year, but they're undefeated. They pull out about a 6-point victory over Florida State, so good win by them, and I'm happy for Dabo. He's a friend of Venables, so one of his mentors. So, yeah, I'll root for them a little bit. And then Arkansas beats BYU to get back on the winning edge. So that was another good win for the Summers household. So
yeah, again, a good week of just good college football.
Yeah, a lot more satisfying. I like to be a winner. I don't like being shut out.
No,
I don't like.
I don't think anybody does.
Losing by 49 to your rival.
Oh my gosh!
I wonder if they remember that 65-13, 63-14 game. I wonder if they remember that. Yeah, I bet they do. I bet they do. So next week, look through the schedule. I didn't see anything sticking out, like any kind of marquee game for the Big 12. OSU, Texas.
That should be a barn burner.
Yeah. I don't know if Sanders is hurt. I don't know, but Texas is legit with.
Hopefully OSU does not choke it again like they did this yesterday.
OSU's kind of had Texas's number the last few years. They've been.
Oh yeah, they almost beat them. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago.
OSU's on, I think, a little mini streak against them, so. Wouldn't be surprised to see OSU win. Wouldn't be surprised to see Texas win. So we'll have to watch that one and see what's up. I'll be home from my trip on that one. We'll circle that one. And then Clemson's got Syracuse. Now, you think Syracuse, Donovan McNabb, I don't even know if you know who that guy is.
First Black Heisman Trophy winner came from there, Ernie Davis.
Oh, Ernie Davis, yeah. I forgot about the night train. What did they call him?
That was something.
Something train.
Oh, yeah, McNabb came from there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jim Brown, I think, came from there.
No, Tim Brown's from Notre Dame. So.
No, Jim Brown.
Oh, Jim Brown? Yeah, I believe you're right. So they have some long ago tradition there, I think, that we forget about. But But I think they're undefeated, beating North Carolina State pretty convincingly, so that might be a great game. We'll see if Clemson can keep it going against Syracuse.
Oh, yeah, I think Stanford beat Notre Dame, or did Notre Dame beat Stanford?
I don't know what happened in that game.
I know Notre Dame has been struggling the same way we have last couple games.
Now, if you had to choose there, would you want Notre Dame to win that game, or do you think that you would have been more of a fan of Stanford in that game?
I probably would have voted for Notre Dame, but Notre Dame's been struggling this year.
Right.
So I'd say Stanford won.
They've got a new coach too. Their old coach jumped ship and went to LSU, and it looks like the Trees won 16-14 over your Fighting Irish. So
hopefully the band did not raid the field this time. Or was that California's band?
That was California Stanford. You had that right. So.
Or was that California's marching band that did that?
I think that was California. The band is on the field. The band is on the field. Oh Lord, their coach has got to be in a hot seat. Notre Dame, they're kind of like OU. They don't like to lose. You can lose 2-3 games maybe and get away with it, but they've been on sort of a roll here under Brian Kelly, and now to drop off like they have this year, I don't know how long he's going to be around.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
This is only his first year, so it's kind of like with Venables.
Yeah.
Give him a chance, boys.
Yeah, got to give him a chance. Got to give him a chance. Catholic friends.
Well, who else played? Well, I mean, USC lost, but, we could just keep dunking on USC. Go back to what you were saying about OU fans being petty. Like, we are still pissed off over a game that happened in Boise State. All right? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one person mentioned, we're still mad over a certain game in 1971. I don't know what they'd be talking about, but I asked Dad, and he was kind of like, he thought it was, I don't know what it was. I'm like, what was that? You were alive in that time.
Against who?
They didn't specify it was in 71. It was like some call in 71.
OU Nebraska when the obvious clip against on the Johnny Rogers punt return. Yeah, still a little salty on that one. Looks like the Michigan Wolverines are pretty good this year.
That Michigan-Ohio State game should be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure where that's at, if that's in the Big House or at Michigan, so I'm not sure. Or the Horseshoe, or at OSU. I'm not sure where that's at this year, but that could determine who's going to a playoff game. Who's your playoff teams for this year? Who are you thinking? So we've seen all the teams this year. You think Georgia, are they there? Or are they beatable?
Georgia has shown some cracks.
Yeah.
Especially against Missouri last week.
Yeah.
But I think they could be a contender. Alabama, we'll see. They're not playing up to, they've looked suspect all year, so. But I'm sure they'll manage to weasel their way in.
Georgia does have to play Tennessee this year, so that will be a great game.
Yeah, that should be a fun one.
You can't lay down on Mississippi State when they have Mike Leach. They're going to have to play them. They've got Kentucky left, so there's some, Georgia's got some, and they got to play Florida, so they got some games ahead of them.
And Florida's not terrible this year.
No, Florida's capable, so.
LSU played a good game yesterday.
Who'd they play against?
I forgot who they played against. But I think it was Auburn? No, Auburn played Ole Miss, and Ole Miss won that game.
They played Florida 45-35. That was a good win for them. So
against a Florida that is not terrible after the awful guy left.
They've got LSU's got Mississippi coming up. They're ranked number 7 in the country, so they've got a couple. Then they've got Alabama right behind that, and they've got Arkansas in the the Battle of the Boot, and then they got A&M. So LSU better hang on.
A&M's a scrappy one.
They are very scrappy. So I'm not sure. I don't think LSU, I haven't paid too close of attention to them. I know they've lost a game or two. So
they lost to Florida State after that crazy game a few weeks back.
Yeah.
That was maybe a month ago.
Yeah, so
already. That's ridiculous.
Think about these teams we have in the SEC.
Football's a very, very fickle sport, as I've learned.
Think about this SEC we're going into.
Oh my gosh.
Alabama, Georgia.
Yes.
LSU.
Yes.
Tennessee's up.
Oh my God.
Florida.
Arkansas.
Arkansas's legit.
A&M's scrappy.
A&M's. Of course, Texas will still be there. We're going to be in there.
Oh, Lord. I'm sure there will be a lot of great games, a lot of heartbreakers, and hopefully no blowouts. Ryan was all like, I don't think we're SEC ready. And I'm all like, probably not, but it's his first year. We still got a couple years. So.
Then you got the 2 Mississippi schools. It's
not going to be, it's going to be something.
Every week is a
heart attack. Yes.
Yeah, every week is going to be the game of the week. Usually in the Big 12, you get to play your Kansases and West Virginias, and you get to breathe a little bit and go, okay, let's eat some cheese sauce and have a couple Coca-Cola and Dr. Peppers and settle in and have a nice day, versus letting your heart pump out of your chest. In the SEC every week. Every week.
I'm like, why did you go to the SEC? And everyone's like, money. I'm like, damn it.
And I didn't even mention Kentucky. Kentucky's good this year. So
I'm like, why did you have to go to the SEC? Yeah. You want us to die? You want all the fans to die?
Yeah, it should be fun though. Should be a lot of fun.
Should be a lot of fun games at least.
Hope I can live another 20 years and see that thing.
Flourish.
Yeah, flourish into a bloom into a flower that I suspect that it's going to be.
Oh.
So,
you still think Venables is the guy for the SEC?
I do. I think he's going to bring in some defensive recruits that we probably couldn't have gotten with Grinch. Who the heck is Grinch? The guy that stole Christmas? Stole the defense. So. But
more like Riley, the man who stole Oklahoma football.
That's true. But, I think he is going to get us ready. I think he's going to get some good defensive players in here. Our offense, if Levy keeps doing what he did this week, I got to like our offense. It
looked great this week. Like 95, 98%.
Yeah.
We were just we were moving it.
Wasn't a bunch of trick plays, just solid offensive plays, run some plays to set up other plays. Double move plays I thought were fantastic. Great running game.
Gabriel just picked apart that defense.
Yeah, and I think we got Jackson Arnold coming in. He's a 5-star. I'm sure going forward, Levy's going to be able to bring in a great quarterback every year, kind of like what Riley did. I mean, you think about it, we lost Rattler, we lost Caleb Williams. Before that, we lost Mordecai. He starts for SMU now. We just lost a string of our guys to the portal. That portal really hurt our quarterback room. And
well, Mordecai kind of, I don't think we ran him out of town. It was more just like,
He saw the writing on the wall, but if he hadn't left, we wouldn't have had to play Bevel. We'd at least have had Mordecai.
Please don't put Bevel back in. Poor kid. I know he's probably wearing a bag right now, but just stay out of the game right now.
Yeah. Got to get better there. So
yeah, I couldn't actually find any photos, so I just found one of Gabriel, and I guess that was just a good photo they managed to snap.
Gabriel's a good-looking kid, Hawaiian kid, so they're handsome fellas over there, Polynesians.
No, but good game this week, and we'll probably be off next week. It's just unless you want to come back on and talk about all the other games.
We could. You never know. I'm going to be on my vacation, or not vacation. We're going to be actually working, but I'll be in California, soaking up that Southern California sunshine, talking to the liberals out there in Southern California.
So, where are you actually going to in
Huntington Beach, right on the beach there at the Pacific Ocean. I'm going to have my feet in the Atlantic this year and the Pacific. First time in my lifetime in the same year that I'll have my feet in both oceans. So, I heard the Pacific Ocean's a little colder than that Atlantic Ocean.
Actually, doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, so should be fun. Today is my 29-year anniversary to your mother.
Yeah, three decades almost.
What an accomplishment that she stayed with me that long.
Yeah, and I was about to say.
You
were saying that earlier today.
Got to say, I'm a lucky man. Lucky man.
NFL's been spicy today too, but
Yeah, that game, I don't know if you saw that, but the Bills did beat Kansas City again.
Oh, the revenge win.
Yeah, got the
Looked
revenge
like another classic.
It was another classic.
Because that game last year was insane.
I think the Bills took the lead with a little over a minute left, and then Mahomes, which usually pulls out some magic of his own, he got intercepted there on the first or second play when they got the ball back, and that ended it. And then I don't know what's going on right now. The Eagles were ahead 20-3, I believe, at halftime, and then right before we started shooting this,
those
I saw
sneaky Cowboys.
They snuck back in 20-17. So
let's hope Big Game managed to
pull that one out.
Yeah.
And then I heard Dak Prescott will be back next year or next week, and so maybe we'll see how that goes. I wonder if Jerry Jones is going to let Dak take over the reins since Rush has been on such a streak, 4 wins in a row, first Cowboy quarterback to ever win in his first 4 starts. So hard to take Brandon Rush out of the starting lineup, but
it was like a breath of fresh. It was kind of like what Caleb Williams was to us last year. Yeah. Breath of fresh air, man.
Yeah, but
in comparison to poor Rattler,
or his name's Cooper Rush. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm bad with names. So.
Poor Rattler. Ugh.
Yeah, poor Rattler. He's in South Carolina now. They got a pretty good win last week, I think, against somebody that was respectable.
Oh yeah, and Missouri's over there again, so we'll be reigniting that rivalry.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. But, yeah, we may take next week off, or if there's some great games, then we might come on and talk about those. I'm hoping the Sooners will get rested up, get all their players back. Billy Bowman's missing. I think he's got some kind of a knee injury. I'm hoping he's not out for the whole year. He's such a great player. But that's giving some other guys the chance to get some game experience. So I think we'll be better for it in the end. So, anything else before we shut this thing down, Brett?
Not much else.
All right.
We beat Kansas again.
I'm glad to hear that. You ready now? Booba!
Sooner!
See you next week.
All right. This has been yet another episode of Days of Us Sooners. Until next time.